Hi guys, I hope you're doing well and welcome to another video about Annovis Bio Inc., ticker ANVS. If you're a subscriber of my channel, you've probably already made money on this one because since I published the first video, some good results were released and the stock price hit an all-time high of $47.99. And if you're not a subscriber yet, feel free to subscribe the channel and hit the notification bell so you can be notified when I publish new videos. I published the first ANVS video on February 22 when the stock was trading at $28.82. It was more or less around here. Then the stock price dipped along with the market sell-off that happened in early March. And after that, the stock price skyrocketed after clinical trial results targeting Parkinson's disease. In a recent interview, CEO Maccecchini showed she is very confident about next ANVS 401 clinical results targeting Alzheimer's disease. ANVS 401 is the company's lead drug that has already showed good results in Parkinson's disease. Annovis Bio has a novel approach to Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease, as their treatment protects brain cells, preventing them from dying. If they are successful with this novel approach, it will be a real huge achievement because they can also target other neurodegenerative diseases. Just watch what CEO Maccecchini said on an interview released on May 6.
Yes, I'm really excited to give you an update. I was here in December and I explained that our company has a novel approach to treating Alzheimer's and Parkinson's disease. I explained that what we were doing was protecting nerve cells from dying. So we're not working with plaque, we're not working with tangles, we're protecting nerve cells from dying. Now, why is that important? Because every function you do depends on a nerve cell. And if that nerve cell dies, the function goes away. And that is true in your brain. If you have dead nerve cells, your brain doesn't function so well. That's true in your feet. If the nerve cells to your foot die, you can't walk. So my goal has been to protect nerve cells from dying. And the idea is that if you can protect them in one disease, it should carry over to another disease because nerve cells die the same way, be that in Alzheimer's or in Parkinson's. I told you in December that this novel concept, I finally was fortunate enough to find enough money to run 2 phase 2 studies. So these are small clinical studies that show efficacy. One is in Alzheimer's disease patients, and the other is in Parkinson's disease patients. I also said in December that we would have some data in late spring, early summer. And so I'm here to give you not all the data because we don't have all the data, but to give you some initial data. And I'm really excited because we finished treating our Parkinson's patients about 6 weeks ago. And what we see right away, because once you treat the patients, you can look at whether the drug is safe. And the other thing you can look at is whether it has an effect. So you look at function. And the functions we measured and found to be statistically significantly improved is speed, coordination, and motor function. So our Parkinson's patients do better in terms of movement and fast movement and accurate movement. Well, what we have to do now is evaluate how the brain looks in terms of dead nerve cells, in terms of inflammation, and in terms of how it works. And we are expecting this data early next week, but we are very confident it's going to work. Okay, so the study is divided into 2 pieces. One is efficacy, and the other is then look at the brain chemistry that goes with the efficacy to confirm that everything fits together. Because you want the brain to reflect that there are no dead nerve cells. If there are dead nerve cells, it's hard to explain why you see efficacy. The Alzheimer patients, we finished about 2 weeks ago, a week ago. So by next week, we will have psychometric tests. We will know if it worked in terms of cognition, and we will also have safety. So I am really excited that the first set of data in Parkinson's looks really, really good. Our drug works in increasing coordination, speed, and motor function in Parkinson's disease. And I very much expect in a few weeks to be able to say that it increases cognition.
And how about Alzheimer's?
Well, that data I don't have yet. I'll let you know in 2 weeks. But since we developed the drug originally for Alzheimer's disease and found that it fully reconstitutes memory and learning in 4 different animal models. So in 4 animal models, the animals get demented. Those animal models are Alzheimer mice, Down syndrome mice, traumatic brain injury rats, and stroke mice. If you hit an animal over the head, if you cause an artery to be clogged, the mouse will get demented. And in all these 4 models, the animals have perfectly normal memory and learning if they're treated with our drug. So we have a lot of data on memory and learning, much more so than on movement function. And if it moves in movement function, it's going to work in cognition.
So you're saying that they go from dementia back to pre-dementia, back to normal in these
our
mice?
animals go fully back to normal, yes.
So is this something that you're not trying to slow the progression of Alzheimer's, you're trying to reverse it?
That is an excellent question that I cannot answer in humans. In Down syndrome animals, we are actually reversing it. But Down syndrome animals are Down syndrome animals.
Right.
In humans, what I believe that I can be pretty sure of is that we stop it.
Another reason I'm investing is because Maria has skin in the game. She invested her own money in the company and didn't receive a salary for years.
Well, I had this idea, it's almost 12 years ago, and basically nobody believed it. I mean, it isn't even funny, except you have to have a sense of humor. And I just really believed that they had it backward and I had it forward. I really believed it. And it didn't matter how many times people told me I was crazy. I really believed in my science and I stuck to it. I was lucky because I had some investors who stuck with me. Mm-hmm. I've had investors that have been with me for 11 years, almost the whole length of the company. And they invested their stock at more or less $1, some 75 cents. And now it's 2025, so they're very, very happy. The funny thing is nobody is telling them. They all say it's going to work. We believe in you. So I was lucky. The other reason I was lucky, I had money from selling my previous company, and I was able to not pay me a salary and put in over $2 million. So whenever everybody told me I was crazy, I put in more money. And yeah, I may be crazy, but it worked.
So within 1 to 2 months, Alzheimer's results will be released, and I believe the stock price will skyrocket again. Today, the stock is up more than 12%, so if you want to jump in, it would be better for you to wait for a pullback. As you can see in the chart, every time the stock went up and left behind a gap, that gap eventually got filled along the way. You can see it here when the stock jumped to the all-time high. It left here a gap behind that was filled ahead. Another gap here that was filled, another one here that was filled, and today we had another gap here around $23 to $24. So I believe this gap will get filled also in the next days or weeks. So in my opinion, the best entry point right now is around this base here, around $21 or $22. As always, Keep in mind that I'm not a financial advisor and you should always do your own research before investing in any stock. Wish you the best and thanks for watching.